What makes an Israelite king all black? Pull his nuts off the shirt. What you know about that? I be gone for a minute, mama, when I come back. I'ma hit the streets with the baseball blast. Be a brother to my brother like we homies. Judges will look upon his face and they want something. But I'ma die hard, no more girl and I can tell me we the I.S.U.P.K.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I know. No one only just another DCS. Irrigation of focus. We be raising awareness of who you say and warrior to irrigation of focus. But to awaken to shout it. Exacerbation of children. Raising their glory. Looking on us and now they go as forward the category. Moving out the territory. Want to be the top. Did it not a one mistake. Warriors 12 years. One west to the temple of white man in the president. Even then I'm in the shop tree. Let's go to war. Yashala, go to war. Homie. Let's go to war. Yashala, go to war. Homie. Let's go to war. Yashala, go to war. Homie. Yeah, we saw how to go too. I wish I would have your church built and burned up a foot. There's a media flag, and when you bring it out the truth, but every time taking that and heard it till it's no proof. He's the proof, the white man is the witch. Not to mention Armstrong's got down by the price and the fellow Christian. What's the mark of the beast? I forgave on the next day before the end of your mind. It's gonna be held to speak for 5 seconds of late. Ain't enough to go back unless more to come down from the top. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians one stop. All the conversations against each other has got to stop. We were given the planet to hell as a square block. Running around with your head locked. Chasing some beds, my greater friends is a power. That's how the chick make your kid walk. The apple of the God, say I'm not I am for you to first crack. I see service on horses, stay in the open to see the back. Where the carcasses it won't get a moment to eat it right. You get ready to empty the food without the clock. Either give it your own or watch another take the spot. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. When you can't take no more, let's go to war. Play the war, Yasha Allah, no more. Make a motherfucker bounce to this. Hardcore, he was running up the wall, killing, busting down your door in the army.
No, it's actually
taking back the rainbow. No more food for you faggots. Push out is my covenant, it wasn't with you. Flagging a Christian is no different. All I'm giving up the backside. We kept coming with the heavy dose of act right. Never mind your last night, let it be your last night. Listen to the right, wrong take on the flashlight. Speaking to the hood on a pulpit of wood with top break. Break the cap when it's over, I straight to that. You can hate from the back of bro, stating the facts. When the empire's falling in amazing fashion instead of crashing. Israel should focus on his enemies. Where's your passion? That's a reaction to polygamy. All these damn women, bitch niggas wanna live in me. Force for 10, and if I still have the energy to break a real back, both mentally and physically, Yahweh about to die. I'ma have my first infantry of law-abiding offspring to populate the centuries. I'm a grown man, so he giving me. I told him separate from me, don't see them crying for a remedy. If only that's when in me, I'm on fire like Timber. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. If you can't say no more, let's go to war, let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. Let's go to war, Yasha Allah, go to war, homie. When you can't take no more, let's go to war.
Oh shit, Raphael, the archangel, Raphael.
That's how you say it in Hebrew?
Yeah, Raphael, or no, Hebrew is Raphael. It means healing angel. Yep. Yeah, that's one of the archangels. Archangel means a high-ranking angel. But Christ is over all the archangels. They answer to him.
Modern Mark Productions.
And then the lower ranking angels.
Yahweh put out on the team, it's got a nigga walking clean. So I got the same drummer, I don't get the same thing. My desire is the kingdom, but get your damn dream. My reality is king. Follow the creed, Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh Allah, Hayanawa. YAHANNA, we serve one God. Behold, we have the power to devour all our enemies. We be on the front line preserving our energy. Act like you can to me and be of good use. I'm a living sacrifice and need a good boost. I got the juice, the water, and the cola. I'm like battery acid and baking soda. That's the word. Super soaking. I'm striking you like a cobra on fire, like supernovas. I'm a U.P.K. soldier, 29. Give me as a riches and not a big with water to lose. And the old man to bring with the shield of Dawada with the one map for a chain. I rock with the command and general all day. These keeps paving the way for niggas like me. From the northern to the southern kingdoms, we miss the east. I play the beast, even if I'm a civil lead. After this, I wish I is a beast. Leading the streets, I be anticipating the win from the Almighty while we reveal the land upset. Giving back the true identity to his people again. I may have 49 decisions, I'll give her like a kid. Get in the trench, 40 your free. What's your wage? 144K later. Fuck the style. With that U.P.K. smile, fuck the smile. Like you see, not U.P.K. style. Fuck the style. With that U.P.K. smile, fuck the smile. Like you see, not U.P.K. style. Welcome to the jungle, rumble, young man. Rumble, don't fake. Keep praying, don't break. Stay humble. If you get out of that, tell me what do you expect the most? Now you're playing chess and a checker to buy your neck. It's all respect. Double honors to your elder, not just the hoary hands, but brothers coming together, growing tighter from each other, like the leather of a cow. Brothers on coast, northwest, east, south side, outside, prophesying outright. Brother from me, just stop and listen to the outcry, bumping through the alpine. The white man, the devil, that's pretty damn right. What you smoking, get off of this glass like you need a light. We standing here, bringing out the scriptures. If you open your mind, emotions ain't you'll get the picture from the two-touch. Because the elected on deck, Yahweh is a man of all the family. Get your phone clock, eyes check, back up. Or you could die, this is not a test. Or it's gone for a retreat on our head. Just let it up on our chest. The general gonna say, have a spirit of unrest. I detect your Christian. Or your iman is missing, but you believe you're a just come up out of that madness and leave those religions. The white man, the devil on earth. In case you missed this, not a mystery, we shouted at the top of our lungs. Put on a record, baby, y'all return for his prodigal sons. We're number one in the bullshit and the murder. Plus the places that don't record of our language, they can't bring it out to that. That's nothing to be special. So it's so that you've been a mix in the crowd. Bringing ties to me, you can't be baptized in the name, because up until now, you've been a mischievous time. Fuck the style, watch me shoot with that U.P.K. slap. Fuck the smile, 1969, U.P.K. slap. Fuck the style, watch me shoot with that U.P.K. slap. Fuck the smile, 1969, U.P.K. style.
Killing the whole. Okay, it's cracking, though.
Like this goddamn devil. Way he done our people, man. He's unhuman, man. And the wicked don't stop, trying to adopt, but this shit don't stop. Praying that they fall, wanna see them all fall. Not one, not two, wanna see them all fall. That they do not rise. Happy she be when they got your little ones. See, I know things they don't want you to know. Act like we ain't never told you before. Devil on the earth, there was murder that he wrote. Don't worry about it, brother, he gon' reap what he sowed. Don't worry about it, since he gon' get it for the low. I wanna see him dead for a nigga, gotta go. Fucking with a nation, he don't wanna let go. And also, he don't wanna see us grow. Hang us in the trees, then watch you bodies rock. Put us in a bad man, they gotta be out. Put us in a cell, man, they gotta be held. Do you know how it feels when you can't fight back? Weak ass cops don't know about that. No, they really wanna see a little weak nigga. But I'm black on my feet, nigga. Martin Luther King got a dream, nigga. No matter what it seems, we ain't dream, nigga. I would never join hands with my enemies. Going to the right side of get rid of me. Ain't no record really ever did shit for us. Only get back what they took from us. I only want blood, I don't want your love. Cause I get enough from the most high above. Can't take it back too late for that. Don't cry now too late for that. Crackers gon' die, I'ma drink to that, yeah. Jesus Christ, had a Lord, nigga. Yeah, I'm just playing. Yeah. I'm tired of living here like a slave while rappers without a drop of some talent. Getting paid, I'll be complete. This is for me. It's like you gotta be a half a package just to get paid, and that's all. This is on time, nigga, so I'm listening. These rappers been reading out like on the tape and change. And then I'm coming back with the creation remain. So if you can't take the hit, then step back from the plate. You got a lot on the road, man. It's up to the case. Cause I will pop a nigga out like he ain't been in the frame. Stick around, knock your ass out the sky like a plane. That's all the way to my showing no mercy like a cop with a taser. Shock when I talk like my thumb is a razor. Miracle gladiator, rap assassinator, verbal manipulator. But someone told these niggas they did till they make it. Not the only ones who made it, that's the niggas on that fake shit. And I ain't singing the bitch, it ain't on no straight shit. The illest nigga you know in the game without a place. It's like being the only nigga who's walking inside the matrix. It's the auto rap and the rules of engagement. The game needs change and I'm here to rearrange it. If I want to put it in the back to the matrix, that's the fuck niggas think those niggas be training your mind slaves for shape. I'm here to make it great. Try to focus your brain. My skill switches engage with these faggots start entertaining. I'll be praying that's the most I start praying. This is live for the junkies to rap hip hop faces until it's time to us to come earned up from the pavement and then leave a hole in the game so big they can't repeat it. These bars over head like this. Get these rappers in the yard beating them like we tempo. I'm riding with my tempo, follow my methodology. Black people will hold his faces like cosmetology. I issue no apology coming from rappers silent. My team rush shit like we out here burning calories. Bring it dead in your eye, lie, you say it's allergy. But it's cause the flow of this world to technicality. Niggas rapping like girls, they ain't follow my policy. I was raised in an era we had to rap reality. Had to really live this shit with my mentality. Now the game flooded with face and they crowded me. Better not cross that line. Watch it bounce. Soldiers of rapping is like a hobby. Flying the walls with people. That's so Jumanji. Rappers say they own their job, but not hardly. Cause you ain't got no job, man. You like Tommy. I know cats let that phone ring like Audi and leave their head all wrapped up like a Saudi. But I ain't never been no killer, no armed robbery. I just like to move down squares like Monopoly. And I don't smoke no more. Love say worth property. I don't even push no pills. I push prophecy. Respect is aristocracy. Giving rappers a botany. When I'm speaking, I had niggas getting their glossary. Check the wordplay. Realizing that you're top of me. Your only option when I'm round side technology.
All right. If you have any questions, you say before Kodash, all right? Otherwise, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakathan to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Aladam Bashem Yahshua to all my sisters, all right? It's I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis with the law class. Just covering for Officer Kodash Ayan for the moment being. All right. Today we are going to touch on a little bit about the law. See what I'm saying? Does anybody know, for starters, when the first law came about in the Bible?
When the first law came about in the Bible.
Not the very first one, but what I'm saying is like, when did we start to see the law? Go ahead.
Adam.
Well, Adam, what do you mean?
Well, Adam was the first that got that the Lord gave the breath of life to.
Right.
He was the first man that got the law.
And he was also the first man to be what?
A living soul.
A living soul. That's on you close. What else was Adam? he was the first to be what?
The word I keep thinking of is instructed.
Say it again.
Instructed. Like to give
Instructed. You pretty much said a little bit about that. Let me know when you're ready, other one. Ready right now? All right, no sweat. So you mind if I finish up on this real quick? Come. So you know what I mean. What I was gonna say was, like, I mean, Adam was the first man to be so called in the truth. They say that Adam was the first man. What? Good. Come, no sweat. Slide.
Hey, shalom, Abi.
Okay.
When somebody will come up and read, you know, welcome.
Aaron, and why you got to figure it out? Come on, what you got? Man, that's strong voice.
I mean, you got the music going or something?
Yeah, I just stopped it.
Okay.
Yeah, I played like 5 songs.
I don't see no delay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see no delay.
Yeah, so yeah. I'll explain that a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, otherwise, for the most part, live on both streams.
All right. No sweat. All right. Hey, shalom. Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Aletham, Hashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, all the sisters. This is the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Harlem, New York, under Command of General YAHANNA. All right, first and foremost, you know, make sure you pay your tithes, all right? Get them tithes into the real priests and prophets of the Most High in the I.S.U.P.K, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually out here doing this work, housing and feeding brothers and sisters all over the earth. You know what I'm saying? Really putting our brick in out here, counseling brothers all day and night, sisters, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, so, you know, put that, send them funds into this truth, you know what I mean? To support this cause that we out here doing, man. You know, think about all the frivolous things you spend your money on that does nothing for nobody. You know what I'm saying? That actually feeds another nation. You know what I'm saying? Giving them, you know, the Asians all your money in the toes and the nail salons, and giving the Arabs all your money at the gas station and the chicken joints and all of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, support this truth. You know what I'm saying? So we can build this nation properly like we're doing all over the earth, man.
Right.
So we can, it's interesting that y'all just going over that. I just had another person ask about Adam. Like, why do we say Adam wasn't the first man on earth?
Right.
Was that your question?
I was just giving an answer to what he was saying. What do they say about Adam? What do they call Adam?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so you know, go ahead. What was you saying about it?
I was just saying the word that came to mind to me was he was one of the first or the first to be instructed by him.
That's right. That's 100% right. That's what, you know what I'm saying, what it was to be the first man. He was the first man in the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about. But just for edification's sake, for the people, you know what I'm saying, for the person that had asked the question, so that we will just kind of get him a little bit more understanding on it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Genesis 1 and 26. We'll just go through it just real quick. And it's funny because it be right there. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're a young man and you read the scriptures, like I read this, I'm like, I don't see how they missed it. But then when I think about me, when I used to read the Bible, I didn't see that either. You know what I mean? I didn't see what was just clear in my face. So Genesis 1 and 26 real quick. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image.
God said what?
Let us make man in our image.
And God, you know, right there means power or alahaya. All right? That's what God means in Hebrew. It means just the power. All right? Because God wasn't out there doing it himself. He sent the angels to do this work. Just like, you know, when they said Obama killed Saddam Hussein. Obama didn't literally go in there and kill him himself, but he gets the credit, you know, for doing it. Just like the Most High, you know, he gets the credit for making it, but he sent the angels to actually do the work. All right. So, and this we jump down here because this is around, you know, the 6th day. You know what I'm saying? Is when the Most High actually made man. You know what I'm saying? So keep going. Matter of fact, is that it on the 26th?
No.
Keep going.
After our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
Okay. Keep going.
And over the fowl of the air.
If y'all could, put y'all phones on silent and or vibrate. And make sure, hey, share the class as well. If you got social media and y'all on the I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis, push this truth, man, and share it. Read that last part again.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air.
Right. So then keep going.
And over the cattle and over all the earth.
Okay, so that's when they made man. All right. He said that's when they made man. Keep reading.
And over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
Read that again.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
He them and he him. Like, when I don't know why, like when you see it right there clear in the day, he created man and woman on the 6th day, right? So go to drop down to 31 real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 31. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good.
Very good. Now turn go to 2 and 2. No, finish it with a little more, man. Finish it.
31, right? And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day.
That was the 6th day. All right. On the 6th day, that's when he created man, women, and man. All right. And then so now go to verse 2 and 2 real quick.
Chapter 2, verse 2. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made.
Right. So he rested that day. That was it. He made man. You ain't hear nothing about Adam. You know what I'm saying? At all in that whole 7 days. So, but we've been so indoctrinated with Christianity, we don't even that just go right over our head. Like we got a saying, don't forget what you already know. Learning something new. You know what I'm saying? You know how to read. You know what I'm saying? Don't let you can read. You have what they call comprehension skills. You know what I'm saying? You see that it said that he made man and woman on the 6th day and rest. That's the whole. Nowhere in there did it say Adam. But because the church has taught you that, that's what you've been taught your whole life. That's what you think it was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you can go to drop down to verse 7 real quick. Because I know just so we can break down the whole thing.
Verse 7. And the Lord, verse 7, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
He did what?
The Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So remember, we're going to get the precepts on that. If anybody know them already, you can call them out if you got them. But he said God formed man of the dust of the ground. Keep going.
And breathed into his nostril the breath of life.
Right. Keep that, sir.
No.
Keep going.
And man became a living soul.
Right. All right. So you heard that, in the verse before that we just read, he made man, he, them, and female, she, them, or whatever. Y'all heard what he just said. All right. So now we're going to break down, because the scriptures say that you're not supposed to read this like a book. And Isaiah says, here a little and there a little, precept upon precept, line upon line. All right. So we're going to get the understanding of what it is that it was the breath of life and what was the dust of the earth. Like some people think he grabbed some clay off the ground and molded it, and breathed, and breath gave him some air, and that was how he came to life. And that is not the case. All right. And so we're going to break it down real quick for you. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else on the line have any questions, please type them in. You know what I'm saying? We'll try to get to them. All right. All right. So go to Isaiah 52 and 2. We're going to break down this whole thing. And hold that. Make sure you keep that. Keep it. But go to the next one. But keep that just so, you know what I'm saying? I hate that this don't let me get to the. I always got to search and find for the class to be able to share it. whenever they pop up, you're on the notifications on my phone. All right, but we gonna get it, man. It's all good. Show this myself. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. So we finna break down what's the dust of the earth. You know, we say he formed them from the dust. So before we get it, hold that part, flip back and read that last scripture one more time now that you got the right one.
Okay.
Go back to Genesis and read 2 and 7 real quick one more time.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
He formed man of the dust of the ground. So let me show you what the dust of the ground is right here in Isaiah 52 and 2. All right, Isaiah 52 and 2 is going to show you what was the precept of what the dust of the ground was. All right, let's get it.
Isaiah chapter 52, verse 2. Shake thyself from the dust.
Read that again.
Shake thyself from the dust.
Shake thyself from the dust. Keep going.
Arise and sit down.
Arise and sit down. You see what I'm saying? That's what the dust. Read a little bit more on that.
O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Right. So just like we in hell right now, and we call our slavery because it's fitting, you know, because we go to work for food and shelter. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's is a Fortune 500 company or whatever you work for. They you know what I'm saying? You should be able to go on a trip or do something extra. You know what I'm saying? Because they make it million, but they feed you crumbs. You making the same. You working for the same thing the slaves work for, which is clothes and shelter. You know what I'm saying? Try to get you then to get fired for trying to take a couple days off of work. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you in hell and in slavery. All right. But it says to shake thyself from the dust of the ground. So when that dust that they were talking about, they formed Adam from, it wasn't saying that they grabbed some clay and molded a man together. It wasn't talking about that. They were talking about the state that he was in the earth. He was in a low state in the earth. So we had to get up out of that low state because he had made men and women already, but they were just without no guidance. They were just roaming through the earth, you know what I'm saying, trial and error like a baby, you know what I'm saying, tasting this, eating that, doing all the kind. So he grabbed Adam, like, look, let me teach you these laws, what you should do, what you can eat, what you can't eat. Get y'all out of this low state y'all in. All right? Everybody got that? All right. So now we go, so that's the dust of the ground. Now go back and read the next part of Genesis 2 and 7.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Now we're going to go and see what the breath of life is. It's not a literal, you know, he breathed into his mouth and now he's alive. That is not that. That's our fairy tale Christian story. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not the truth. So now I want you to, you can drop that and go grab Ezekiel 37 and 1. Precept upon precept, you know what I mean? So you can get an understanding of what this thing is talking about. So y'all, you know, understand that Adam was not the first man on the earth, but it should have been enough, you know what I'm saying, to get it in that verse when we just read Genesis 26. You know what I mean? Not just Genesis 1 and 26. You know what I'm saying, when it just said it. But you know, sometimes people want, well, what was the dust of the ground? What was the breath of life? If you know, he wasn't alive, like, you know, whatever. We're gonna break it down.
Right.
All right. So, you got it? Yeah. All right, let's get it.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
So, Ezekiel, you know what I'm saying, is telling y'all, you know, talking about what the Lord did, you know what I'm saying, in this thing. Keep going.
Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them around about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley. And lo, they were very dry.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Right. So he taking them, he looking at the people, like he took them to see, look at all these people. You might think you're alive, but people are really dead. They really not alive just because you out here walking around. You ain't never seen somebody be like, man, they're walking dead. They look like a zombie right there. You know what I'm saying? You see them, you know what I'm saying, the people strung out on drugs, they look dead. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about our lives before we came into this truth, just feeling dead out here, just doing whatever, living any kind of way, you know, basically playing Russian roulette, or playing roulette with your life, you know what I'm saying, with your ride, with what drugs you out here taking and doing off the streets, you know, messing with different women, you know, whatever you was into, you know, you was just ready, prepared to die any second. And we call it having a destructive personality. You know what I'm saying? We all know cigarettes are killers. What you gonna do, baby? I'm so depressed out here, so stressed out. I'm gonna keep on going. Maybe this one's gonna give me cancer. Maybe it won't. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I got anxiety or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this weed will be the blunt that they done laced with something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this will be the one they lace with something. You know what I mean? So let's little man.
Ready to get in.
Hey, shalom. Shalom, Lord Christ, y'all. All right. Yeah, we can just scoot on past. All right, let's finish reading that.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Can these bones live? You know what I mean? Can these bones live? You know, and it was like a metaphor, you know what I'm saying, for the people. Like, you know, is there any hope for these people? You know what I'm saying? Or is these just wasted people? You know what I'm saying? This is just over with, you know, for them. Ain't no hope for these people ever no more in life. Keep going.
And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest. Verse 4. Again, he said unto me, prophecy upon these bones. Prophesy upon these bones. And say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
Right. So the Most High just told them, give them this truth. You know what I'm saying? Give them this truth. Prophesy to them, oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Prophesy to them like we go out in the streets every day. You know what I'm saying? Our people be out there dead, walking around like zombies. But we prophesying to them. We giving them this truth, teaching them how to live properly. Keep drop down to go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you.
You can drop down. We'll drop down to number 10. No. Let's get this one. Yeah, drop down to number 10. That's for the time, so we can get through it.
Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
Read that again.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
Right. So that prophecy was him giving them the truth. That breath, that was the breath of life that they was talking about, was breathed into Adam in that first chapter. You know what I'm saying? That's the precept to say, hey, this is what the breath of life is. When he breathed into them, he went and what did he say right there? I just went and prophesied to him. Say, oh Lord, speak unto these people, oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, Lord, man, y'all got to get off drugs. You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The white man is the devil. You know, you are the chosen people of the Most High. That kind of thing will wake people up like, man, you know, maybe I don't need to live like this. Maybe I am somebody. When you grow up in a world where they telling you you're nothing all the time. You know what I mean? You know, so it feels good to hear. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel alive. You know what I'm saying? When somebody speak that kind of goodness into your spirit, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, which is your mind, teaching you who you are, teaching you your heritage, that you do got a land, you do got, you know what I'm saying, inheritance. You know what I'm saying? It will be judgment for how you being treated in this earth. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can read the rest of that too.
And stood upon their feet an exceeding great army. Verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Right. So that was us. You know what I'm saying? That's us speaking to our people. So that's the whole breakdown, pretty much of Adam. You know what I'm saying? For anybody, you know, have a question of why we say that, just knock them down right there. Boom, boom, boom is real, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can give them some understanding and shake that Christianity off, because that's a very low state as well. That dust that you in sitting in that Christian church is a low, low state to be in. You know what I'm saying? They're up in there, you know, worshiping, you know, the white Jesus and, you know, sitting there, you know, in the church, celebrating all the pagan holidays, you know, eating pork. Yeah, right after the church, they got you going back for the Sunday dinner. You know, eating all type of pork in the church. You know what I mean? It's just a disgusting place. Not to mention all the homosexuality and, you know, pedophilia and child molestation that goes on in it. Right. So that's a very low state to be in. You know, so we got to shake that off. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But first, like you said before you can teach them, you must first be taught. You know, that's the first oracle in Hebrews 5 and 12. You got to be taught first. So you come and you learn the truth about the Bible, learn what these scriptures really mean. Because I'm telling you, the first time I read these, they looked at Greek, like it was Spanish or Greek or it's another language or something. It was English. But when, you know, so when I was properly taught, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this means that and that means this. I'm like, oh, okay, no sweat. You know, I got it. You know what I mean? I knew the white man. You know, so then you like, man, click, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? You like, I knew it didn't make no sense. They told me, the Bible's a contradiction. The Bible's a contradiction. Like, no, they lying about what this Bible is saying. That's why we never liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, who gave it to you and all those things. And if anybody got any questions, man, you know, just put your hand, you know, ask any questions you got. Did we, it looked like we might have had some questions on. I can't tell on my thing if you could look. And you ain't bring no cup? Yeah. If you could, brother. So we ain't got no questions, man. I want to get into the topic, you know what I'm saying, for today, because this is the law class. Yeah, this is the law class, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important that we keep these laws. All right, that's what's going to get us the kingdom of heaven. Keeping the laws. You got to do some faith without works. Is there talking about, you know, I love the Lord, I believe in God, all that is nice. But if you ain't putting no work in, it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't actually keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you know, it does not matter. Thus says the Lord. All right. Go ahead. Okay, no sir. I'll be looking on YouTube today. All right. So grab Matthew 5 and 17 real quick, just so people understand. You know, for the Christians who want to tell people that you don't have to keep the laws. You know what I'm saying? This is a very, like I said, straight to the point. It's right there. That Christ did not do away with the law. Christ did not die, but so you can go and blow other man's rods, or so you can, you know, be a homosexual. You can be a child molester. Christ didn't die for you to be able to do that. All right.
So say Matthew what?
Yeah, Matthew 5 and 17. Yeah. And also, man, you know, Christ didn't die for that. Christ, you know, grace, like we under grace. So that means I can just, you know, hey, the what? We under grace, you know what I'm saying? That means I can live how I want to live. You know, Christ died for me. Like I can just go be a whore or a whoremonger all week. And then on Sunday, I can go and say sorry and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? That is not what Christ said. Go ahead, let's get that.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Christ said, think not. This is Christ talking. You got the King James, like you'll see it's in red. It says, think not that I have come to destroy the law. Keep going.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. We know who brought the law. You know, Moses is the one of the prophets who brought the law. So he ain't trying to destroy the prophets, the law, or the prophets who brought the law. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
I am
brought and taught us a lot.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to fulfill. He came down to show you that you can keep the law. You can actually do it. You know, and he also came to show you how to properly keep the law. To show you that, and to be that sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you ain't had no opportunity to have that, that kind of a wiggle room and sin. Like, okay, I sinned, you know what I'm saying? Now I can go and kill a lamb and get out of my sin, you know, whatever. So Christ didn't come for that, man. He came to show you, like, no, you can keep this law, and it's better to keep the law than to be disgusted and just say sorry. Because that's all that is, you know what I'm saying? It's like going to church. You know, like, no, we can go to church on Sunday and say sorry. Right. It's the same thing as sinning all and then go, you know, kill a good lamb. You know, it's only terrible to a person who is poor, like the poor people who ain't really got no lamb. So, but the rich person who got tons of them, it wouldn't be nothing. They can just be as disgusting as they want. You know, they got enough land to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Christ came to show, to fulfill them and show people the spirit of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you just don't be disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And keep these laws and be brotherly and things like that. All right. You can keep going.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass,
Right.
one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Right. One jot or one tittle. You know what I'm saying? Not one little thing shall pass. You know, the lightest thing. Who can tell me like what's a little, who can be like a light law? One jot or a tittle of a law, a small law. Anybody? What would we consider one? Go ahead. Glutton, you know what I'm saying? That's what the people don't really know. You know, you just overeat. You know what I'm saying? You can glutton on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Doing something accessible. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, even if it's drinking. You know what I'm saying? It's lawful. You know, you can drink, but to be a drunkard is when you glutton. You know what I'm saying? Over the alcohol, and you drink until you sit in the corner pissing on yourself and passed out, and you done spent all. You know what I'm saying? They killed somebody's baby driving down the street because you got drunk. And, you know what I mean? Spending all your money, your last money, you know, you can't pay your bills because you didn't spend it all on the liquor, you know, and things like that. Or you get so drunk and now you running around sleeping with brothers' wives, and you know till you drink to cause yourself to sin. You know what I'm saying? All right, but yeah, and another light one, you know, it's gonna be like getting shape ups and line ups and things like that, which you know is a light thing. You know, so when people think it's so, they've been getting lined up their whole life. They don't know what to do without going to the bar. They ready to leave the truth because they can't get a lineup no more. You know what I'm saying? When I ain't lying and cut my face in years, and it's the best I feel like it ever looked, because them barbers just push your line way back here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Now your line, you know what I'm saying? You got a line back here. You know what I'm saying? You didn't went to a barber, he trying to outdo the last barber. Maybe you come to him and he gonna try to outdo the last barber. Before you know it, you know what I'm saying? You got a line, you know what I'm saying, back here somewhere. Go ahead. Right, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like this, but not one jot nor one tittle shall in no wise come from this law. You know what I'm saying? And if we really want to get out of this hell that we in, we really need to take that to heart. You know what I'm saying? That's why we teach this law class, man, to really drill that into brothers, because this is what's going to get us up out of this hell, having a moral compass. Because we can't take all these niggas and put them in the hood. I mean, talking about, yeah, we separated. Come on, y'all, we got some land. That is going to be one big cesspool of disgustingness and murder and death and everything else, because they don't nobody have a moral compass. Nobody ain't got no compass to say, I'm not going to sleep with my brother's wife. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to steal from my brother. I'm not going to lie to my brother. And when I say brother, you know, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to treat my sisters like whores. If I sleep with a woman, that's my woman forever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the scriptures say. You know, sex is marriage. You know what I mean? So we gotta have a moral compass and be a people first, and then you know what I'm saying. We'll have everything that we want. Who got, you know that precept? Anybody? Go ahead.
You talk about seek the kingdom of heaven.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? That's 100%. You know, we seek the kingdom of heaven. The way you do that is by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's why we do this class all over the earth. This class is being taught. You know what I'm saying? So because it's very important. So we're gonna get into it, man. I like to just read that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just for the people. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to go grab. You can finish that off real quick too, and then we'll get into the topic. But I always like to read that, man, because people, you know what I'm saying, for the Christians and the people watching, you know, maybe even for the first time to understand the law is not done away with. Christ didn't come to do away with the law. He came to fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? And to teach people to do so. You know what I mean? Finish that off and then grab the Proverbs 6 and 16.
Till all be fulfilled. Verse 19. Keep going. That was the end of it. All right. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
All right, so all your TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar, man, you know, right now they feel like they're on top. But since they teach a man not to keep the law, they will be called least in the kingdom. They will be on the bottom when that time comes. So you know what I'm saying? Don't look at that and think it's something that it's not. You know what I'm saying? Just because it ain't happened to them yet, You know what I'm saying? It's the scripture that says that because punishment don't come expediently, you know what I'm saying, don't mean it ain't coming for you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come. It might not come right away, but it will come. It's gonna be ugly when it comes. So you might as well, you know, use this grace period, which that's what it is. That's what grace is a period of time to get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? When your bank tells you got a grace period to pay this bill, tell me, oh, I'm good now. I can just keep running up this card. No, that you're gonna lose the card if you don't pay it off. You got a little bit of time. Your account is gonna be closed if you don't pay it within this grace period. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you all good now because you on the grace period. You got to use common sense a lot with this Bible. That's what one of the things I love about the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? Because they're even in the name, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Practical knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? It's there, but you know, common sense ain't always, you know, common. You know what I mean? But so grab Proverbs 6 and 16, man. We're gonna get into it, man. Just the topic is, you know, brothers, man, we have a big problem, you know what I'm saying, in Israel with something our people got to do, with their lust. You know what I'm saying? Lusting, you know what I'm saying, sleeping with brothers' wives, lying and taking things, you know, just being you know, lust-filled human beings and people. You know what I'm saying? We really got to get out of that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one of our stumbling blocks, especially when it comes to these women. You know what I'm saying? You know, so because I want to get into it because a lot of great men in this Bible fail over, you know, lusting after women. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fulfill their lust for women. You know what I'm saying? That can be a demon, man, that can kill you and your brother and your family and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into it. But let's get that. Proverbs 6 and 16.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Ye 7 are an abomination unto him.
These are the things that the Lord hates, man. And people talking about the God is all love. Actually, I'm sure it just said these are the things the Lord what?
Hate.
These are the things the Lord hates right here, man. Go ahead.
These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Ye 7 are an abomination unto him. Verse 17. A proud look.
A proud look. You know what I'm saying? You know, that you know, person that just think it's all because of you. You know what I'm saying? That brother that's just so puffed up with pride. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's in puffed up with pride in wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Proud of the wicked things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, proud of being a whore. You know what I'm saying? Proud of being a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Walking around like you somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's the being proud and puffed up in your own self and not giving the glory to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Taking all the glory for yourself, like it's you who did this thing. When the Lord is what makes dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will put you to death any second, but you so proud you think that because it ain't came expedient, that it ain't gonna come to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
A lying tongue.
A lying tongue. Like obsessive compulsive liar. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's is just a horrible liar. Now I know y'all have been around them people that just lie about everything. You know, Mr. Me, it was a song I think the Locks did, Cliff did called Mr. Me Too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just lying. You know, you get something, me too, I could hit that too, or I got that too. You know, just lying, man, just to make conversation. You ain't got nothing going on, but you want to lie to try to make your life seem like it's something, you know. And one thing I always, tell my students, like, the only reason you lying about something is because you're actually ashamed of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you was proud of it, you would be telling the truth about, yeah, man, I did this. I'm proud of it, you be telling the truth. But the reason you lying about something that you're doing is because you know you're shameful and you ain't got no business doing it. So then you got to, try to cover it up and lie to keep that lie going. Then you got to lie to keep that lie going. And before you know it, you don't know, you can't even keep up with the lies. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes just something terrible, man. And lies, man, on top of that, has got so many people killed. You know what I'm saying? Death has happened behind lies. You know what I'm saying? Ask a lot of these football players and NBA players how many times them sisters, lied on them, talking about they didn't rape them or did something to them. And, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't got rich and kicked them to the curb or something. Now, and especially these devils, you know what I'm saying? They be jamming our brothers up all the time. But that's a whole other thing because we ain't supposed to be sleeping with them anyway. So that's a punishment within itself for them. But, lying is a horrible thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. Do what you say you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Say what you mean and mean what you say. You know what I'm saying? Because without your word, if I can't believe what you say, like, then you pretty much worthless. Like, I can't believe, well, what else? You know what I'm saying? If I can't believe what you say out your damn mouth, so like, you know what I mean? Like, what word do you have if you don't got no honor? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no integrity. You know, be honest, man. Even unto your own hurt, be honest. You know what I'm saying? It'll be better to be honest about it here. You know what I'm saying? What is it saying? I like ask for permission instead of forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? You can just say you messed up, you made a mistake. You know, you can just, hey, Salaki, bro, I apologize. That's strong. And you look so weak and gay. You know what I'm saying? To lie to your brother, man, it's just weakness. It's so weak. You know what I'm saying? So be honest. Because I see why the Lord hates it. Like, I ain't even thinking about, I hate a liar, man. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. I see, when I read it, I'm like, man, the Lord, he made us in his image for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate lying. Go ahead, brother.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
Innocent. Read that. It's innocent. Read that again.
Oh, okay. And hands that shed innocent blood.
Hands that shed innocent blood. You know what I'm saying? People that just, you know, out here hurting people for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Out here killing and robbing and doing things just like, you know, that's what I said, who the white man does. Innocent blood. You know what I'm saying? He murdering little babies left and right in the Planned Parenthoods. Left and right. Pouring dope all in the Black and Hispanic communities. You know what I'm saying? Just killing people. Innocent people who ain't did nothing wrong to this man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord hates him for that. You know, I always go back and forth because, you know, I want to put it, he's definitely showing that the Lord hates the white man. You know what I'm saying? But it's also the Lord hates us for trying to follow the white man and follow his customs and traditions. But this teaches you who the Lord hates. When you think about a liar, that's what the devil is. When we call a white man the devil, it means deceiver.
Right.
You know, that's what the devil means. You know what I'm saying? We ain't telling you that the white man has got a pitchfork and some red knob. The deceiver means a liar. The biggest deceiving liar on earth. The Lord hates him for that. He hates him for what it say, shedding innocent blood, shedding the blood of his children, of his people. All right, keep going.
Verse 18. And heart that deceiveth wicked imaginations.
That devises.
And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Right. So just, you know what I'm saying, a person that's just sitting around plotting and planning on how to take a brother down, how to kill somebody, how to ruin somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? That's the white man. That's all they do is sit around and plot on how to keep us down, you know, different ways to oppress us and keep us from getting to know who we are. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying, killing, shooting us down in the streets. You know, they lurk around the corners. You know what I'm saying? And got their police officers. Like, niggas, it was a thought out plan for them to give those police officers paid leave every time they killed the brother, because it was no deterrent set in the way.
Right.
But you see the deterrent that they made for any black man to try to kill, black police officers to try to kill a white woman. You getting 40, so what do you get, life, death or something? You know, he got life in prison or death or something that they just gave that man because they think he's a Muslim, a black man. You know what I'm saying? They want to put a strong deterrent right there to say, y'all ain't finna never get away with killing a white person. You don't even, you know, not even one time. All there had been 1,000 police shootings. It was an accident. Old girl who just shot the person in Walmart or Target or something. Just shot her in Target talking about she thought it was a taser. It was an accident. Oops. Oops, my bad. You killed my son. Oops. Like, come on, man. You know, but it's devises wicked imagination, man. That was a wicked plan for them to say, hey, man, we're gonna let these police officers kill these brothers and not give them paid leave. So now they just think if they want a vacation, they kill a nigga, it's gonna be a paid vacation. You know what I'm saying? That's a wicked divide, man. That's the white man, and the Lord hates him for that. And he gonna pay dearly for that, man. You know what I'm saying? But if we gonna make him pay, you know, we need to come in, because he's gonna pay regardless, but it's gonna be like, do you want to die with the white man, or do you want to be in the kingdom of heaven with your brother? And the way you do that is by keeping these laws. All right, keep going.
And heart that devises wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Right, stand some garbage. You know what I'm saying? You quick to go hop in the car with your cousins who you know is into this garbage. We're hopping in the car with your homeboys who you know ain't up to no good. You know it's mischief. You know what they into. Yeah, but you quick to go kick it with them, but you slow to come kick it with your brothers who you know are gonna be doing the right thing. Who gonna be, you know, who gonna be doing something righteous. You slow to do that, but you swift to go hop in the car or go bust some what it is now, some thought down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You quick, you know what I'm saying? You quick to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Swift. But when you say, "Bro, come kick with the brothers," now we gonna, watch class over here. Gonna have, we gonna go. We gonna do got the holy day going on. Now we gonna go to camp. You know what I'm saying? Go blaze out here. Let's go to camp. You slow to do that. You know what I'm saying? You slow to come and do that, but you quick, swift to go and get into some garbage, into some mischief, some things that ain't gonna help nobody. You know what I'm saying? Let me say, let us be smoking weed at the high holy day. Everybody gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let us say, hey man, we got a lot of, man, we got some hoes over here, man, for the high holy day. You know what I'm saying? Like, some righteous, some righteous hoes. Right, you know what I'm saying? If they're evil, he is good. You know what I'm saying? If you get you a piece of evil, that no. Hey, but no, man. But if we was doing stuff like that, though, man, it'd be full house, But like, but the Most High hates that. You know what I'm saying? On the serious note, this is things that six things that it started out with 6 things that the Lord hates. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord hates these things. It makes him so, you know what I'm saying, disdain, like, because he hates it. You know what I'm saying? It's like an abomination to say it to him, And so it's like you really got to think about that, man, when you don't show up to camp. But then you finna go do something, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about when you don't show up to class, but you went to go do this thing though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your brother needed you or your help over here, but you went to go do this, you know what I'm saying? Got into submission. You went and got over that thought. You went and smoked that bag. You know what I'm saying? You went and did, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But you slow when it comes to doing the work of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna deal with you mightily for that. You know what I'm saying? But you got brothers who, praying for you and hoping for you, praying for our brothers and sisters every day. And the Most High is allowing, you know what I'm saying, allowing you to have that grace period, man, like, hey, go ahead.
That made me think, go back to what you were saying about.
Speak up a little bit just so for the camera.
It made me think about going back to what you said about you can't keep doing sinful things and just expecting forgiveness.
Right.
Because if the Lord hates that, you coming back trying to apologize for it, he didn't already told you once, twice, 3 times. So that's the thought that it gave me when you said that.
No, that's 100%. Because it's like any father. Let you have a son, and your son steady disobeying. You say, hey, don't go hang out with him. Son, don't do that. He do it every day. What you gonna say? This son is disobedient. He don't care nothing about me. You know what I'm saying? I got an evil little bastard. You know what I'm saying? He don't listen. He gonna get himself killed. You know what I'm saying? You already know, like any father, you ain't gonna believe your son is sorry. You're not. So you're gonna say you're not sorry. You did the same thing yesterday. You did the same thing last week. You keep doing the same thing. You're not sorry. You know what I'm saying? You want me to hurt you. You want me to do something to you. That's how the Most High look like you. He must want me to do it to him. I'm trying to give him a chance. This boy want me to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, so we gotta get there, man. You know what I'm saying? Is that it on that?
Yeah.
That was 19, the end of 19?
No, that was 18.
Keep on.
Verse 19. A false witness that speaketh lies.
Read that again.
A false witness that speaketh lies.
Right. That you know what I'm saying? Bearing false witness. You know what I'm saying? That's a horrible thing. You lying on a brother, you know what I'm saying, or lying on a sister, whatever the case may be, bearing false witness, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what happened, but since you like this brother, you're gonna, lie for him, you know what I'm saying, to get this brother or sister jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Or you mad at a sister, so you're gonna go tell her husband that you saw her busting down. And you know what I'm saying, just because just to be evil, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, we always take it to the white man who is the devil. What does he do? You know what I'm saying? How does he, you know what I'm saying, bear false witness against us all the time? Oh, I thought he had a gun. It looked like a gun. You know what I'm saying? It was a gun, you know what I mean? He was resistant. Like, come on, man. It's horrible. They are super predators, pumping that fear into the earth about the black man and the Hispanic man. When you know what I'm saying, well, we the nicest people on the planet. Why do you think the bums come and beg in the hood? They don't go in the suburbs and beg for money. You know what I'm saying? They come right in the hood and beg because they know we the kind-hearted people who gonna actually give them some money when they pull over. You know what I mean? It's not a coincidence. They know we are the kind-hearted people on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like that white boy, the brother just made that country song. They talking about that ain't country music. That ain't country. Hottest country song I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? That ain't country. They don't want him to do it. How many white rappers did we let come in through the door and get them hood passes or whatever you want to call it? You know what I'm saying? But we can't go get one country song though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bearing false witness, man, you know what I'm saying? It's a horrible thing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know something, you know what I'm saying? You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Don't just have some respect for person and gonna lie on this brother because for this brother here. We don't want to do that. The Most High hates that. Bearing false witness. Keep going.
And he that soweth Shalaki. And he that soweth discord among brethren.
Man, he that soweth discord among brethren. Who can break that one down? He that soweth discord among brethren. Go ahead.
Person that starts stuff between two people. Basically.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to add to it?
Like causing division between brothers.
That's the word I like. You problems is good, but that discord word I like that. That's the one, causing discord, causing contention. A schism. That's straight scripture. You know what I'm saying? No schisms in the body. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% right. We don't want, that's what we don't want. That's what the Lord hates. And it's an abomination. I think that's the one that's an abomination. There's 6 of them I hate, and one of them is an absolute abomination. You know what I'm saying? That was the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, abomination, man. Somebody who's showing discord. All these fake Israelite groups, who started under the I.S.U.P.K, now they starting schisms because they had a misunderstanding. No, you don't get to go and branch off and not be my brother no more and start something else because we had a misunderstanding. Now you over here teaching you can rape women. Now you over here wearing purple, being gay. You know what I'm saying? Now you over here, you know what I'm saying, getting indicted because you're stealing millions of dollars from people. You causing all these schisms in the body. You know what I'm saying? It's one body, one baptism, one faith, thus says the Lord, man. One body, one baptism, one faith. Y'all know that, right? That's what the Bible says.
Right.
So how can it be, this person over here doing something different? No, your body got different factions. You know what I'm saying? Your fingers, they do different jobs and different works. We got schools in this city doing this, in this country doing this, but we all in the same spirit, the same teaching, the same thing, the same baptism. The baptism is the word. You know what I'm saying? The doctrine that you are taught. We all teach the same thing. You go anywhere in the country and run into a brother in the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to think, that sound like, did he tell you to say that? No, we in the same spirit, man. We're one body. I ain't going to tell you nothing different than, so my brother going to tell you the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We got our own, what you call it, swag or flavor or whatever, but you're going to get this word. You're going to get this word. You're going to get this message, and it's going to be the truth. You know what I'm saying? Uncut, raw. You know what I'm saying? So, that sowing discord among the brothers, man, is an abomination, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the white man do all the time with his colorism. That's why we hate on each other because of color so much. When you know what I'm saying? When we don't hate the white man because of the color of his skin, we hate him because of the content of his character, who he is, what he has done in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Ask the powers of the air. You know what I'm saying? Who the devil is? Ask the beast of ask the ocean, the animals in the ocean. They'll tell you who the devil is. That's why every time one of them devils go in the water, they get ate by a shark or stung by a stingray, or they any chance them animals get to kill one of them devils, they doing it because they the reason the animals is going extinct. You know what I'm saying? And different things like that. The animals know who the devil is. Everybody knows who the devil is, who's the deceiver on the earth. You know what I'm saying? And that man sowed so much discord amongst our people, making us hate ourselves. Got our Jamaican brothers, our Benjamite brothers over there bleaching their damn skin. Like trying to be, you know what I mean? Got our sisters over there bleaching their skin. Daddy walking around, blonde hair, blue eyes, bleaching their skin. I seen a picture of old girl from New York. I love New York. Look like a whole white woman right now. Go ahead.
Did you
see
Sammy Sosa, another one. You know what I'm saying? Whole white, you know what I'm saying? They just, it's bad. But that's showing that discord got us hating each other. You know what I'm saying? Because of making some brothers be house niggas, just like they did in slavery. Let some brothers live in the house, they ready to kill a nigga in the field because he think he better. Like I see, I got it good living with master. You try to run out, he telling on you, get your feet chopped off, get your wife killed, your children fed to alligators. Go ahead, you have something.
No, I was about to say, I was thinking about Samuel Jackson, remember in
the Django, yeah, man. Master, we sick, we sick. You know what I mean? Like people don't know, like the torment that happened to black people in this country, man. Like I said, like and they got passed down through generations. Our great grandparents seen, our children fed to alligators. I've seen our men get tied to those horses and pulled apart until their bodies ripped off. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff got passed down. And that trauma, kind of went through the generations, man. That's something heavy to get out of. That crack epidemic coming through. That heroin epidemic coming through the hood like it did. Oh, now they got rehab for it now. You know why they got rehab? Who knows why they got rehab for crack and heroin now? Go ahead.
Because the Edomites dying from
right, because white people is dying. Their kids is dying from heroin now. So now it's not now it's not a war on drugs. Now it's they need help. They need help. They need rehab now. Now people can get out of jail for all the weed now. You know what I'm saying? For get lesser terms because it's a sickness and they're just not criminal. They're addicted. They have a mental illness. You know what I mean? They sick. Go ahead.
I mean, look at it. It's another way that they make profit too. You see what I'm saying? Because white people just making profit off of that as well, just like they did when we was going to jail for it.
You know, making profit off of
yeah, just saying that it's just an addiction, making excuses for them, but they're still making money off of it.
Right. They're gonna get their money. You know what I'm saying? But at first it was criminalizing us because prison is slavery all over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's more people in black men in prison than there was slaves. So that's just a whole new factory for slavery.
Right.
So but now that heroin swept through their community, now it's a problem.
Right.
Now we have to do something about this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
go ahead.
They rehab is different than our rehab too. It's not we don't get the same care and treatment and follow through.
Yeah. Oh, they got baby mansion. They living in. They get massages. They get aftercare. They get money. They get housing. They get everything. Like you say, ours was just a crib over there where they were still allowing people to bring dope in the damn rehab. You know what I'm saying? They might be giving them opium. You know what I'm saying? Opium. What they call it? Opium. The opium shots. What's that shot they get to the heroin addicts? That drug. No.
I know from something. All right.
Okay.
Clinic for methadone.
Methadone. Yeah. They giving them methadone. That's the treatment. They giving them, keeping them, then and making them worse. You know what I mean? So so you're 100% right about that, man. The rehabs ain't no better. You know what I mean? The rehabs are way better than ours was. So that was it on that one, man. So, that's what the Lord hates. You know what I'm saying? The Lord hates these things. You know what I'm saying? So really stay away from those things. Stay away from all sin. But just understand, the level of punishment, that the Most High will put on you because of, like I said, he's like any father. Like you said, you'll whoop your son, he do this thing, you might give him a little lesser punishment. He do something else, it's all sin and he can die from all of it. Like I said, you can die. You said it was a small thing, but you can die from gluttony. Not a small thing. That's something you might think like, you just glutton, just eating too much. But no, you can get liquor poison. You know what I'm saying? You can get diabetes from being overweight, high blood pressure, cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. You can die from those things. But it can be, so we got to get it, man. But like I said, we're moving into it. These women glutting over these sisters, man. That's a big thing for our brothers. You know what I'm saying? And women, and then not just our brothers, it's a big thing for sisters too. You know what I'm saying? Because they out here, they got songs for themselves too. The songs, the Tatianas and all of this. They got songs for them because they pushing this whoredom on them too. You know what I'm saying? We got strip clubs making strippers look like they the goddamn, top flight. Like that's the woman you want. You know, the Kardashians, she done been busting down with everybody in the industry, but she the most famous. So that's what you think you gotta do. Some girls say, hoes is winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they losing real bad. You know what I'm saying? They're just a cover up, but they losing real bad, man. Let's grab, we can, matter of fact, we're gonna stay here in Proverbs, but drop down to 23, 6 and 23. We're gonna read through that.
Verse 23, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Who can break that down? Anybody want to give it a shot? Read it one more time for him.
For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Anybody? Go ahead, brother.
It sounds like the lamp is the tool.
Okay.
Or the commandment is the tool, and then once you use that tool, then you get the light, which is the understanding or the guidance or the instruction. And then the reproof sounds like the correction.
Give me my hand, please. That is absolutely perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? That lamp is the tool. You know what I'm saying? The commandments is the tool that we need to get that light, that understanding. You know, like I said, that light bulb goes off right in your mind, that understanding. Now you see things. The light, it makes you to see, makes you awake to see things more clearly. Macaulay. Makes you be able to see things more clearly. You know what I mean? Hey, Shalom, that wasn't what I thought. You know, that's what that light do. You know what I'm saying? And read that last part, the instruction say what? The instruction part.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Right, and that becomes your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Getting that reproof, you know what I'm saying? This is of instruction, you know, getting the right instruction, getting the right way to live, learning that becomes your lifestyle. This is a lifestyle that we live in here. You know, not celebrating, holidays or holidays, I like to call them myself. You know, celebrating these high holy days, coming together as brothers, you know what I'm saying? You know, teaching the word, you know what I'm saying? Really doing this work. You know, this is a lifestyle. This ain't not something that we do on the weekends, a hobby. You know, this is life, you know what I mean? We sacrifice a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know, gave up a whole lot. Family, friends, you know what I'm saying? All type of things you got to give up to serve the Most High. Because like Christ said, you know, who becomes your brothers when you serve the Most High? Who becomes your family? It's the brothers who on them corners ready to die for you. It's the brothers who doing this work of the Most High. That's who becomes your brother and your father and your mother. You know what I mean? But let's keep getting it.
Verse 24, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Right, so these laws and things, like I said, it keeps you from these, like I told you, like we got brothers dying, man. You know what I'm saying? Really getting their brains blown out over these women. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, got brothers hating each other, you know, over these women. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, this light, the commandment of your father, that got the commandments from, you know what I'm saying, that got passed down. That's what that, you know, if you look read a verse up, that commandment, it came down, passed down through generations, so you would get that from your father, the man who runs your household. You know, he teaching you, and once you get it, it'll teach you to stay away from you. Read that verse again.
To keep thee from the evil woman.
To keep you from an evil woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's one of them light women. You know what I'm saying? Not saying keep you from a woman. It didn't say keep you from the women. It said the evil woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get jammed up by, you know, shorty who want to, you know, have you on child support, you know, have you thrown in prison, you know, sleeping with all your friends. You know what I mean? That's you're gonna escape that woman once you start to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You're gonna escape that woman who's gonna have her baby daddy shooting at you in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You will escape that. You will escape a woman who don't want to, you know, who don't want to do that. And the same thing, like I say, you know, and it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? For a sister, you know what I'm saying, you will escape that type of brother as well. You know what I'm saying? An evil brother. All right? Keep going.
from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Verse 25, lust not after her beauty in thine heart.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, that tongue, you know what I'm saying, can talk you out of anything. Like it was a scripture in the Bible that talked about, you know, what's the most powerful thing? You know what I'm saying? The woman, you know what I'm saying, or the liquor, or the king. Like it's the king, the liquor, or the woman. They had like a little poll, like they was trying to say what's more powerful. And they was talking about how the woman was able to go up on stage and on the throne and slap the king in the back of the head, you know what I'm saying? And the king didn't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It was because of the power that she had. She laughed and slapped the king in the head, you know. I'm like, no, the king is the most powerful. Look what she just done to the king. You know what I'm saying? Liquor ain't more powerful than the woman, you know. It's these women. You know what I'm saying? The woman can get you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna get into, you know, like King David. You know, y'all know the story of King David when he fell over a woman, when he, you know, slept with his brother's wife. Y'all know about that story? No? Okay, if you get, you said you do? Yeah, I just looked at the time, I kind of went longer on it, but I wanted to get it, that was the thing, I wanted to get into, you know, the one with some of these brothers that fell from these great women. If you go to Second Samuel 11:27, you don't gotta go there, but if the brothers want to know, just if we can get it, I'll get some of it. But King David, matter of fact, go there real quick.
Second Samuel.
Yeah, 2 Samuel 11:27. That's because brothers don't like, yeah, King David, man. You know, we rock the shield of David right now, the dot with dot. You know what I'm saying? But King David fell because of a woman. You know what I'm saying? And jammed himself up because of his lust for it. And it was his brother's woman. You know what I mean? One of his own people who loved him. You there? Okay. You'll get it. 2 Samuel 11:27, we're gonna start. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, King David was bogus, man. You know, and King David was the man, the killer. You know what I'm saying? But he was bogus over a woman, man. And so that was, you know what I'm saying? And how he did it was so dirty. Like he did the man so dirty. So we definitely want to get this story, you know what I'm saying? Because just so you don't be so puffed up with pride thinking that you can't fall over a woman when some of these great men didn't fail. You know, King Solomon failed. You know what I'm saying? Over one of the wisest man on the earth, because he fell to his lust for heathen women. King Samson, y'all know how strong he was. He was killing lions with his bare hands. You know what I'm saying? And killing 1,000 men, 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass. You know what I mean? Like we had some cold brothers, but all fell over women, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Adam, another one. You know what I'm saying? Fell behind the woman. You got it? Yeah. Let's get it.
2 Samuel chapter 11.
Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 21. Who smote Abimelech, the son of Ju.
No, you at 11 and 27.
Oh, 27.
Yeah. 2 Samuel 11, 27. This is, like I said, this is King, you know, just look at how King David, man, you know what I'm saying, fell. You know what I'm saying? He shamed himself so greatly. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house.
Hold on. So that's kind of the end of it. So we're gonna go up a bit before, so we're gonna get into the story. So let's see, boom, boom, boom. I know that's the she became his wife. And if so,
25.
All right, now we're gonna try to show y'all the story. Matter of fact, go to the let's start from 1. We'll just get it. Go to verse 1. Go to verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yeah, we'll just get it. We're gonna get this story, man, because this was a heavy story. And this King David, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know how much we, you know what I'm saying, honor King David, man, for the work that he did. And it's also a great story of, you know, when you fall, you know what I'm saying, you can definitely get back up. And you see, like I said, he got back up and became, you know, and got back on that path, man, and did the right thing. And you know, and he's recognized today. You know what I'm saying? As a great man, even though, you know, he did make a horrible mistake. You know what I'm saying? And it cost him dearly. But we're gonna get it. Go ahead.
Verse 1, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Job and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon, and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
Yeah, he stayed back. You know what I'm saying? You know, now David kind of kicked back. You know, David was murdering stuff. I'm talking about he was killing everything. You know, the reason Solomon was able to have such a great kingdom is because David killed everybody. Even though, because even our own people, you know what I'm saying? He was one with everybody who was against us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the northern kingdom. It was a big war. You know what I'm saying? That went on, man. And you know, David got it together so that Solomon lives greatly. And you know what I'm saying? When he had the kingdom, like everybody bringing them gold and you know, just they would live comfortably. You know, and it was because of all the killing. Like David had killed so much, the Most High told him, "You can't build my temple because there's too much blood on your hand. Right. Your son got to build my temple." That's how much killing. But David was a killer from the beginning. I don't want to say it like that. He was just he was a monster from the beginning. Like David was a warrior from the beginning because he was a sheep herder. You know what I'm saying? But he was out there killing lions and bears, and you know everybody was scared of Goliath when he came up. And David like, man, y'all letting this ugly African scare y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? David was a little pretty boy too, because he called him like, "Brother, you David." Goliath told him like when they sent David out there to fight, he like, man, he was mad. Like, man, you gonna send this? When he called him this ruddy youth out here to fight me, and he was just calling him like a pretty boy. Like, you gonna send this pretty boy? And Goliath was a big 9-foot ugly African. You know what I'm saying? You know, killer. You know what I mean? And David wasn't scared though, you know what I'm saying? You know, since then. But people always tell you, you know, about the rock part of the story. They don't tell you how he knocked him out and killed him with the rock. He chopped his head off and walked around the city with it. You know what I'm saying? David had that in him. You know what I'm saying? From forever. So he had too much blood on his hand. I digress a bit. But he had, you know, too much blood on his hand. That's what we had now. Like David had done so much killing. Now he's just sitting back, you know. He's like, man, he let his army go. They done did so much. He said he tarried behind that Jerusalem while his army was just out doing their thing. All right, keep going.
Verse 2, and it came to pass, and in an evening tide, that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself.
Right. So you know, David, he sitting on the top of his throne, he woke up because sleep, just feeling good, walked up to his rooftop, looking over his kingdom, you know, chilling. He sees something bad down there, washing up. So she was naked already, probably seen her in all her glory. Seen her naked, but this is his man's woman. He finds out, but we don't get it. But now that's what he saw. He happened to see it because he up top, you know what I'm saying, can see over the whole city. And she in there washing herself. Keep going.
And the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Something bad. You know how Israelite sisters is? Something bad. You know, we got some of the baddest women on the planet. You know, ain't nothing like a black Hispanic sister. Salaki. You know, ain't nothing like it. So you know what he said. You know what David saw. And this is, you know what I'm saying? keep going.
Verse 3, and David sent and inquired after the woman.
Right. Hey, man, who was shorty? Somebody go holler at her. Go get her. I need her. Keep going.
And one said, "Is not this bad? She bathed."
Bathsheba.
Oh, okay. And one said, "Is not this bath Sheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" Right.
So he, you know what I'm saying, he's telling them, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, that's his man's telling him, like, hey, man, that's the homie wife, man. He can't, it's Salakia, sir, you know what I'm saying? But that's the homie wife, you know. He tell David, so he can't say he ain't know. And brothers do this, you know what I'm saying? This is something, most of these gang wars that's out here, it started because of this. It's not about money and territory or nothing. Most of these wars is because of this right here. Keep going.
Verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him.
Right. He did it anyway. She the king. The king sent for you. You got it, you know what I'm saying? You full rank. Sent for her, you know, it's the king, he sent for her. He came. Yeah. He bogus. You know what I'm saying? He like, hey, sent for her, you know what I'm saying? He bogus for that, you know what I'm saying? You can use your power for doing evil, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, be a good person, man. You can definitely get tied up and get beside yourself, you know what I'm saying? This is showing you right here where you can get too proud, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you can do anything you want, you're untouchable. Keep going.
And he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness.
You see? Did you hear what that means? He lay with her because she was purified from her uncleanness. What does that mean? Go ahead.
He had sex with her because after she took a bath or whatever.
A little more than that, from her uncleanliness, not just physically unclean, but what is the other unclean from a woman? Her uncleanliness.
Or like
Go ahead.
some of her issues.
What is that?
Flower.
Her flower. So he knew, you know, she had just came off because she, you know, back in our time, you know, women had to be in their own separate houses. That's why, you know what I mean, she was over there bathing and cleaning herself in this separate house from her husband, you know, because she was on her monthly. She had just came off. So he knew, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it said the rooftop, he lied with her, for she was just purified from her uncleanness. She was just purified from her uncleanness. No, that's something deeper than, you know what I'm saying? Purified, you know, something deeper than just being dirty. You know what I'm saying? She got purified because, you know, she had just came off her thing. So at that point, he understood that she was not pregnant because she just came off that thing too. Right. He didn't understand that. She was not pregnant. Keep going.
And she returned unto her house.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. And the woman conceived.
And the woman what?
Conceived.
She was pregnant. David knew what that was. She just came off of that. You know what I'm saying? Her husband is going off to war because that's where his army was at. Everybody's gone. You know what I'm saying? He knew what time it is. You know, he got her pregnant. Keep going.
And sent and told David and said, I am with child.
She came and told him, like, hey, you got me pregnant, dude. You know, I know you're the king, you know, you got me pregnant. Keep going.
Verse 6. And David sent to Job, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Job sent Uriah to David.
Right. So David sent for the husband. That's what I'm saying. And this is what the evil, it gets more just evil and evil. You see, you know, how you know, one sin leads up to another one and another one lie builds on it. And before you know it, you're in a whole web of disgustingness, man. And this is our King David. But you gotta understand, you ain't, you know, when you think of who you are, you think you so puffed up into a pride that you can't get jammed up with some thought out here. You know what I'm saying? You sadly mistaken. Especially if you ain't doing the things that you're supposed to do, you even more vulnerable because the Lord ain't with you. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 7. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Job did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
Right, so he's small talking with him. Hey, how's it going? How's it going out there, brother? You know, like, he's bogus. You know, you come and grab him, but you done got this man, woman pregnant. Now he didn't grab him and have some small talk with him, trying to set up this devising of wicked imagination. He got a whole wicked plan that he devised. Trying to small talk with him like this is a, you know, he's just interested in him. Keep going.
Verse 8. And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house. And there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Right. Well, he didn't tell him, you know, he didn't call him from the army, thinking he's like, oh, go down to your house. You know, thinking he's gonna get him to go sleep with his woman. You just came back from war. Go some meat. You know, go down there, go wash up. Go. I'm sure you're gonna want to smash that bad thing because she bad. I know. You know, I know. I'm gonna see you down. I'm gonna see you down there. Go and wash up. You see it, he gonna for sure hit it. I just sinned for it. You know what I'm saying? So he just knew that was gonna get it. Evil, man. I'm telling you, bro. Keep going.
Verse 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his Lord, and went not down to his house.
Right. Soldier. He like, he can go to his house. It's wartime. You know what? I'm a soldier. I'm sleeping right here with the guys. What you mean go with my woman? I'm doing this work. You know what I mean? Go in the house. What you know what I'm saying? What you trying? I'm getting demoted? like, you don't want me to fight no more? Like, I'm a soldier. Keep going.
Verse 10. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house?
Right, like you've been gone all this time, brother. I know you ain't seen that woman in forever. You ain't been on that journey. You ain't go down there. Like, why you ain't go down there and get that woman, man? What is going on? Go ahead. Go ahead. What? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And Uriah said unto David, the ark, and Israel, and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Job and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? As thou livest and as thy soul liveth, I would not do this thing.
Right, it's wartime, man. Look how straight soldier, brother, man. Look how evil you would do your own brother, man, over a woman, man. This brother is like, man, my people out here, you living, we got to argue. You know what I mean? There ain't no time to sleep. You want me to go in the house? My brother's sleeping in tents out here. They at wartime. Everybody, I'm supposed to go in the house and eat and drink and later and then have sex. Man, it's wartime right now. That can wait. Straight soldier right here, man. That David did this too. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 12. And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow.
Right, so he keep doing David that night. Keep going.
Verse 13. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And at even he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house.
Right, David trying to get him drunk. Like, if I get him look it up, he gonna go down there and hit that thing. Let me get him drunk. He got to hit it because he's trying to get him to hit it, so he think it's his baby, and he in the clear. This is how evil this is getting. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get this man to go lay with his wife, so he think he got her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You got to think. I'm talking about, you know, when that and like we was getting into them scriptures, when that evil is conceived in you, when that lust is in you, when it's conceived, when it's done, sin is gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be done something so evil because you can't fight your lust, man. Keep going.
Verse 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Job and sent it by the hand of Uriah. Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter, saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
Good night. Good night. Set him at the front of the worst battle so he can die. Put him at the front line. A super soldier who you want, you know what I'm saying, to be back. But you see, obviously he's a soldier. Put this man at the front line. He gotta go. He won't go sleep with this woman. I'm gonna be shamed. Boom, boom. Go put him at the front line. But look how cold this is. Keep going.
Verse 16. And it came to pass, when Job observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were.
And then in 14, you see the letter that he sent it. He was so much of a soldier, he didn't even read the letter that was sent saying to put me at the front line so I can die. The letter, it said in 14, it said that it came to pass in the morning, David wrote a letter and sent it by the hand of Uriah to the general of the army. That's how much of a soldier he was, how much he loved his brother. He didn't even read this letter that was sending him to his demise. It said, put it, you know what I mean? It was cold-blooded, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's, like I said, once you start doing evil, you can be in, it just becomes a thing that just overtakes you, man. And one lobby, so I said, you can't stop you before you know it, you gotta keep going. Now you in it. Now you can't get out of it. Like you said, now David, he started off with some sex. Now she's pregnant. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's all bad, man. Keep going.
Verse 17, and the men of the city went out and fought with Job, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah hit Shalaki, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
Right. So he did, he killed him. So now not only did you sleep with the man's wife, you killed him. Keep going.
Verse 18, then Job sent and told David all the things concerning the war. Verse 19, and charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. Verse 20, and if so be that king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approach ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight? Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall? Verse 21, who smote Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal, did not a woman cast a piece of millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in the beds? Why went ye nigh the wall? Then say thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Verse 22.
So just to break that part down, he was the brother who he sent the letter. He knew what that wicked thing that David had done. So he told him, hey man, tell him we got whooped in this battle. Because we went close to the wall. Even a woman killed one of our guys. Threw a millstone off the wall. And if he don't say, why did y'all go so close to the wall? If he don't get mad and all of that, if he gets upset about that, then tell him that Uriah died too at the end. You know what I'm saying? So he just wanted to, just playing with, because he knew David was jammed up. And this was, you know what I'm saying? So keep going. So that's what he was telling him. Like, hey, tell him we did bogus in the war. And if he get upset with you about it, tell him Uriah the Hittite died too. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Hold on. 22, keep going. Yeah.
Verse 22. So the messenger went and came and shewed David all that Job had sent him for. Verse 23. And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevailed against us.
Right, David the killer. You know what I'm saying? Surely the man, we lost the battle. He coming to tell him we lost the battle. Keep going.
And came out unto us into the field, and we were upon them even unto the entering of the gate. Verse 24. And the shooters shot from off the wall upon thy servants, and some of the king's servants be dead. And thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also.
Keep going.
Verse 25. Then David said unto the messenger, thus shalt thou say unto Job, let not this thing displease thee.
Right. Oh, let not this thing displease thee. Like, all right, it's nothing. I know y'all lost the war. Y'all was reckless and did stupid things. You shouldn't have went close to the wall. Y'all know how to fight. Hey man, don't no sweat about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to happen. You know what I'm saying? Let not, it was just evil, man. He was just happy that his brother was dead now. You know what I'm saying? And it was an evil thing that he did. Keep going.
For the sword devoured one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him.
So he just said, just do better next, do what y'all do next time. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to happen. I wanted that, you know what I'm saying, that brother dead. Keep going. Last one.
Verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. Verse 27. And when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife, and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord.
Right. So after this, so we're, you know what I'm saying, like I said, it was evil. And you're gonna, if you want to read more into what the Lord did to David, because he got jammed up, it was terrible. The Lord didn't honor that. And he paid for it. But go back to drop that and go back to Proverbs. Go back to Proverbs 6 and 23. I think we had wrote down to 25. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's what can happen, man. You know what I'm saying? When you get jammed up with a woman, you fall to your lust. Even King David, you know what I'm saying, a mighty man fell to the lust of a woman. Like I said, Solomon fell to the lust of a woman. You gotta be strong out here when it comes to these sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Love, you know, have enough respect and love for your brother. You know what I'm saying? To say, you know, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, sleep with my brother's woman. You know what I'm saying? I know she might be a thought, you know, whatever. But I don't want that blood on my hands. I don't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I slept with him. He love us still. He might be in the world. That's still your brother, even if he's in the world. Just because the brother, you know what I'm saying, the brother's wife is trying to come into the truth, and he's not, that's still that brother's wife. You know what I'm saying? You meet a brother or sister in the world who talking about, you know, she got a baby daddy and they still sleeping together. That's his wife. She just, you know, they in the world. Okay, you know, let the man keep his little wife. You know what I'm saying? King David could have had all the women he wanted. He could have let that man keep his wife. You know what I'm saying? Let him keep his family, you know? It's just, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, have some compassion and some love for your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Have some self-respect for your own self. Have some strength. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like you've had sex before. You know what I'm saying? Or if you haven't, you know what I'm saying? Now you got some kind of dignity and integrity. You know what I mean? Let's get that.
6 and 23.
I think you read down a little bit already.
20, what, start at 25?
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart.
Right.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. This is still talking about that evil woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't get jammed up like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because your brother's wife will come to you and try to get you to hurt your brother. But that's what it's not about you and she loves you and likes you so much. It's because she's so mad at her husband, she wants to hurt him. She knows that by sleeping with you or laying with you, that's what's gonna break him or hurt him. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 26. For by means of a whore's woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
Right. Brought to nothing is what that's talking about. Keep going.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Verse 27.
Yeah.
Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You'll get burnt up. You think you messing with these whores, you think you ain't gonna get burnt? And that's the term that we use right now. You can definitely get burnt. You know what I'm saying? But that's that metaphor. Go ahead.
I had a precept for that, Ecclesiastes 7:26. We were talking about the snares and nets. Talking about the woman.
Yeah. Not the snares and nets. You'll get caught up by this woman. The sinner will get jammed up by her. You damn right. All right, keep going.
Verse 28. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned?
Right.
Verse 29. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent.
Right. So you ain't gonna escape this judgment that comes. And a lot of brothers, know already because they didn't been in shootouts with the baby mama, baby dad. I mean, with the woman's baby father, or they didn't call the disease, whatever disease she has, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 30. Men do not despise a thief, if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Verse 31. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold.
Right. So ain't no excuse. You hungry. You ain't gotta hate the brother, but you still like no good deed goes unpunished like that. You still gotta get pay that back double time. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Go keep going. Ain't no excuses for sinning, man. Keep going. You gonna hustle.
He shall give all the substance of his house. Verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with the woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
Right. Because it's gonna be over with for you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna kill you.
Verse 33. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Your reproach ain't gonna be wiped away for what you're doing, because you might get put to death behind it. A lot of times, like I said, most of these gang wars and different things like that start behind. So a lot of times it's over some woman. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance.
Right. That's what I was just saying. Baby daddy shooting at you and wanting to kill you because he can no longer love his wife. And here, you know, like I said, your wife committed adultery. It's over with for her. She's done. You can't, you know, you might love her with all your heart, but it's over. You know what I'm saying? You can't be with that woman no more. And that revenge that man gonna want to have for you for taking the love of his life, you know, she might have been nothing but a whore to you, but to him, she probably was everything. You know what I'm saying? And now you done lost your life, you know what I'm saying, over, you know, one night of pleasure. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 35. He would not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts.
Right. He ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. He wants blood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what can happen to you if you out here fall into your lust. You know what I'm saying? You know, and falling into that. You seen, like I said in that story with our King David, man. You know how deep it'll go. You know what I'm saying? And death and destruction can come to you and your family from doing things like that, man. So we got to really fight that lust, man. You know what I'm saying? Fight that lust. Not only the lust for, you know what I'm saying, drugs and things, but these women can be definitely a damn drug that can jam us up out here. You know what I'm saying? So keep that together. All right, and with that, man, I'm gonna say Shalom, YAHANNA, YAHANNA to all the brothers. Shalom, YAHANNA, YAHANNA to all the sisters, man. Subscribe to everything I.S.U.P.K. on.com. Subscribe to everything I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis. And I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maccabi. No, just get a prayer.
The Lord's Prayer.
Everybody saying?
Especially the Lord's Prayer. In Hebrew, Abinah.
Lord's Prayer is
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Mighty Barak. Faithful sisters, Barak.
Central Library is now closed. We will reopen tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you.
I say Yahweh, Shema, Alatha, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, Kalamatah class dismissed. Let's get it, man. Get some double time going if we could, brothers.
He's going,
What's that?